Trade skills involving wood, metal, and fiber have shaped the jobs and the fabric of this world throughout our history. And you can watch those historic trades demonstrated at the Sawmill Museum in Clinton. Dennis Hurd is president of the Quad City Woodturners, part of the special day coming up on Saturday. You're going to be there at the Sawmill.
Yes, we will, and we'll be giving some demonstrations on the lathe how to make items such as we have here on the table.
You brought a lathe today, didn't you?
Yes, we did.
We're going to look at that in just a couple of minutes.
Sure.
These items are extraordinary, and I think not everyone who has seen wood turning understand how beautiful it is.
Yes, these are what we call segmented materials because each one of these little blocks is a different piece of wood.
Wow.
And they're all glued together, and then after they're glued together, then they're put on the lathe and made into that shape.
And okay, so they're made into this shape on the lathe, but what the shininess, the polish comes from?
It comes from the finish we put on, sometimes varnish, polyurethane, something like that, but the finish is a very important part of it.
Yes. Now, are any of these pieces yours?
I've made this one for you, later on, Paula.
You made this little guy for me. Look at him. I love him. But you're...
no, this is
from Dale?
From Dale Hupp, yes. These pieces here.
Aren't they something? Oh
yes,
my gosh.
He's won some awards with those.
Well, I can imagine why, right? I mean, just... It's hard to believe it's wood, I guess,
yes.
Right, is what people must say to you all the time. Tell me about this piece, because it's a different color.
Yes, this is a piece of wood made by Steve Center, another one of our members. This is hickory, and he's taken advantage of all the marks in the wood to show off that in the product.
Isn't that something? Now, you've been doing this for a while.
Yes.
What is enjoyable about it for you, Dennis?
Well, just taking a piece of wood that might be used as firewood otherwise and putting it on the lathe and turning on the machine and seeing the chips fly.
Let the chips
get them all over my hair and everything.
Let the chips fly where they may. We're going to go over to the lathe. Walk with us now, everybody, as we go over to the lathe that you brought today. And it looks like you've got a baseball bat in there or something, right?
This is actually just a tool that we use. And this is one of the tools that we use on when you do our wood turning, and it's a larger one, but it's the one that we start off with, and we'll start off with a blank like this, and just a piece of wood. The wood grows, of course, round on trees, and then the saw people come along and saw it in squares, and then we turn it round again. Which makes a lot of sense, right?
I got it, yeah. We're not turning it on today, but
no, we're not.
Is this something that most wood turners would have in their homes?
In their homes, their shops. Okay. Although we do have a club in Rock Island where we have about 10 of these lathes, and any members of our club can come down and use those at any time.
Wow, well that's neat. So you can you don't have to make the investment in your business. You can share with others.
That's right, exactly.
Yeah, that's a special thing. Well, we have some pictures from the Sawmill Museum.
Great.
Now, you've spent some time there in the past, haven't you? It's an extraordinary place, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I always enjoy visiting there. It's a lot of fun.
Well, in case you have never been there, what's the best way to describe what happens at the Sawmill, what they have in there, Dennis?
They have demonstrations such as this with the wood turning. I assume they're going to have one on blacksmithing also. Yeah,
it's supposed to be the old ways of doing those things, right? So we're looking at this video now that you can see is also they have it captioned as well. But I think some of this stuff may surprise people who don't know a thing about this stuff.
Well, this is the way that wood was sawn originally many years ago, and wood and lumber was a very important part of the Clinton economy as well as here in the Quad Cities, because a lot of the logs were floated down the Mississippi from up north in Minnesota, Wisconsin, and so they were transformed into lumber here. So that's part of what the Sawmill Museum is about.
Well, and we're looking at the interior of the place now. Isn't it beautiful?
Yes, it is.
You'll be surprised at what's in there. And this is the whole, it actually is a museum, or it's interactive as well. They do a lot of demonstrations and special ways to show people what happens.
Yes, and when I was up there last time, they did have the sawmill actually operating, so you could see it cut logs into lumber. That was very exciting.
There's something special about wood as a natural resource in the world. So do you keep your pieces that you make, or do you sell them, or what's your...
we do a little of both. I keep some of mine and sell some. A lot of them I use as gifts for family members or friends. And one of the items we have several of these ones similar to this in the Quad City Airport display for the next 2 months.
Oh, I'm glad you mentioned that, because there's beautiful artwork on display at the airport, and it's a rotating exhibit.
Yes.
And so you have some pieces that are in the showcase right now?
Yes, yes, we do.
This is
we
very
have
cool.
some.
Look at that. Look at how that is, you guys.
Isn't that amazing?
It really is. It really is. And it's special that you recognize that kind of talent in your fellow wood turners, right?
Yes.
So the demonstration day we're talking about at the Sawmill in Clinton is this Saturday. It starts at 10:30, goes most of the day till 4:30, and you can stop by whenever you'd like. If you've never been to that museum, it's something the kids would enjoy, the whole family would enjoy.
Yes,
and,
absolutely.
And you'll be there demonstrating as well, right, Dennis?
I will not make it this weekend, but 2 of my other friends will be there.
Cool.
I'll be demonstrating in 2 weeks at the Boss Brothers in Geneseo.
Oh, good. I'm
So
glad
I'll
you
be up
mentioned
there.
that. Yes. So there are a lot of ways to learn about this, and
Yes.
it was wonderful to meet you today.
Well, very nice to
and
meet
thank
you,
you for
too.
bringing in these works, and
Sure.
and thank you for my little vase.
Bud vase,
My
okay.
little bud vase. I love him so much, and purple's my favorite, so that we're all set.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Dennis.
You're welcome.